Hello, everybody. Figure I'd do a midweek update. I was planning on doing one this last weekend, but obviously that didn't happen. So here we are. Now, it wouldn't be a start to the growing season if I didn't mess up the first true leaves, which is exactly what happened here. Um, and the main cause of that was these guys. Before I fixed them, the issue right now, um, they are at 40 inches away from the plants right now, and before they were between 35 and 36 inches away from these guys, which was way too close for the strength of these grow lights. So what ended up happening is it was, I guess you can say, burning the leaves. It was stressing the leaves out, and I also had the blue lights on as well. And if you notice, they're not on. Because what blue light does is it tricks the plants to think that they have plenty of light, so they stop growing. So their leaves don't get as big, the plant doesn't get as big because it feels it doesn't have to because its needs are met. And then, so with having the lights closer than what they should have been, also made for smaller plants. And that was this last weekend was when I discovered that issue. So I moved them up. Well, Sunday I moved them up to 42 inches just to give them a little break from all that light. And then Monday morning I lowered them back down to 40 inches, which the manufacturer of these lights recommends for seedlings like this between 36 and 40 inches, which 36 inches, nah, way too close. 40 inches seems to be the magic number. And hopefully I remember this for next year so I don't run into this issue again. This is only my second year of using these lights and kind of forgot how strong they are. And also, because of the small size and them being stressed, I kind of missed the feeding window, which I also did this past weekend. So that not only were they getting stressed by those lights, they were also getting pretty hungry. So I also then fed them. And what I gave them, see my wonderful, beautiful first true leaves. I'll bring you guys in a little closer in a moment. But what I fed them was I gave them 1 tablespoon per gallon of Epsom salt, and then I gave them a quarter strength of this grow fertilizer, and which I like to stick with the single digit NPK. That way we don't do any harm to these guys. So I gave them a quarter teaspoon per gallon, which I mixed up actually 2 gallons and gave each of these guys 2 cups of fertilizer, which they're pretty happy with it. They responded well. Let's take a little closer look. We'll start from the left over here, and this is the these two are the 1878 and a half Lears. This guy was a little closer towards the room, so I'm assuming that's why this one looks so good, and then why this one looks like trash. And it's kind of the like this one. This is the 2261 Schmidt, which seems to be growing pretty slow. As you know, because this says my 1141, and these are basically sisters or brothers, depending on how you want to look at it. And with the one oddball, which is this guy, which funny thing is, it's the one with that had the bad cot, but he was also on the edge, furthest away from the reflectiveness of that. So that's probably why this leaf was doing so well. But all the second, well, except for that guy right there, all the secondaries, second leaf, I should say, true leaf, is coming up very well, and they look very healthy and happy. So then we come over here, and we got the 1965 Jutras, and once again, the second leaves are coming in very healthy and very happy. And here's the, what is this? This is the other Jutras, the 1750, which their genetics were just crossed. So right now, this guy looks like, these two look like they'll be going into the patch, and this will be the backup for right now. We'll see how it looks Saturday morning, and I'll finalize that decision. And then we have the 1872 Zipple. I think I said that right. I don't know, but this guy is doing pretty good too. And what I've noticed with these two guys is, I don't know if they just crave more light than the rest of them, but both of these kind of just jetted out a little bit. They're a little bit taller than the rest of them. So I'm seeing how the rest of the plants do not get that tall like this. I'm just gonna assume that it's part of this genetics. So other than that, it's looking very well as well. Minus the first true leaves, which in reality, other than helping giving these guys food, the plants food, this is here just to point us in the direction of which way we need to plant our plants. Because in probably a few short weeks, this leaf will be gone. We will be cutting it off anyway, so not really too upset that the first true leaves got damaged. Like I said, seems to happen just about every year that I start these guys. But without getting too long-winded, that's the status of my plants. I have to remember to not have the lights so close, and maybe not have the blue light on all day. Maybe have it on a few hours in the morning before I go to work, and then a few hours when I get home from work and before I go to bed, or put these guys to bed, I should say, and give them a little bit of a blue light, but not a lot of blue light. And another thing I want to just, if you're wondering when you should fertilize your seedlings inside the grow bags, well, first of all, if your potting mix already has fertilizers in it, slow release fertilizers in it, then you should be good with fertilizing. You shouldn't have to do that inside the grow bags. But as you remember, I just put peat moss and perlite in here, so there was no fertilizers, and that's why I had to fertilize. And I'll probably fertilize again, maybe Friday night before I send them out to the real world. But yeah, so that's, yeah, like I said, that's the status of my plants, my beautiful first true leaves, which it'll be fine because I looked underneath the grow bags and on the sides where the holes are, and there's roots everywhere. So these are strong plants, and once they get into more of their normal growing conditions where they were meant to be, these guys they'll take off, and this will just be a distant memory. So now I'm just rambling, guys. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye bye.